What's going on, my crew? This is Jay, and welcome to another episode of the Dark Trilogy. And if you can't tell, we got a portal going. And oh look, what's this? I did some major renovations, and it's not completely finished, but I went ahead and kind of finished a base that'll be good for us. So I just want to show you guys around before we get into the episode. Today we're going to be talking about how to get refined iron or steel in the game, which is kind of like the pivot point for the Dark Trilogy to get to, I think it's tier 2, but I would almost consider it tier 1. Anyways, so a little tour. I went ahead and built this little Tinker's Construct area. We're going to talk about what this is, this high oven, in a second. But what I've got is I've got the little pit thing right here. That's our smeltery. And looks like we got blood and seared stone right now in it. The blood, by the way, just a little thing. The blood, if you get, I think it's like 100 and something, 160 I think it is, you can get coagulated, this guy right here, coagulated blood, which actually can be used for pistons, sticky pistons, but specifically what I was needing it for is slime balls, so I could make for the blast furnace, so I could make the magma cube thingies. What is that? Magma. Let's look up ball. Nope, it's not under that. Magma. Here we go. Magma cream. That's what it is. So yeah, they got 3 coagulated little cube things. Anyways, that's cool. Okay, so. That's the Tinker's Construct thing. Later on, once we get to tier 2, we'll be able to use a lot of the thermal expansion stuff. And so I created this little area right here for thermal expansion. And what that does is, if you can't see, I got, let me actually open this up a little bit here. I went ahead and put the water mill down here. That way we can add to it, and we can always go down, and that'll be really easy to do with this, because all I have to do is literally just take this hammer and hammer down deep. And that's, of course, full. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I hope this... Oh, no, it wouldn't be on. But this little thing right here is where we're going to put a an engine. And then there'll be a leadstone energy cell right here. Kind of like a plug, if you will. I've been getting a lot of these lately, and I like it because it allows me to get some ender balls, which what that does, those are actually really super useful for the ender IO. Come here. Oh, that's bad. There he is. Ah. There we go. So now that means we got 4 of them. I hope these sounds aren't too loud. I should actually turn it down. There we go. I want the music on just a little bit, if we can. Okay. There we go. Spoilers. I haven't done down here, and that's sort of an issue. But, yeah. Okay, in here, I used some laboratory blocks, and this is sort of the IC2 thing. I want to talk about this electrical heat generator. We're going to get to that a little later. Unfortunately, a lot of my machines, I forgot that you needed to use a wrench on, or it turns into a machine block casing. That happened to half of my machines. So I had a bunch of machines ready to show you, because we're going to need that today, but yeah, that didn't work out. Let me put some lights in here. And last but not least, something we're going to work on today, and I know you guys are going, Jay, what did you do to this room? It looks terrible. I kind of like it. I know you guys probably hate it, but I didn't ask your opinion. No, but really, this right here is a blast furnace, and that's for Railcraft. We're also going to put a coke oven here at some point when we get into Railcraft, which probably won't be for a little while. And then, of course, there's storage. Another one? Hi, guy. Give me an ender ball. Ow, 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 ow. No, no, no. Where is he? Oh, hi, guy. Hi, guy. No, 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 no. Oh, that was close. A little too close to comfort. Whew. Okay. Alright, so we got of course, this is like our valuables room. So the thing is, I want to make some of these rooms really nice, and I just have to accept that this isn't like, this is technical. We'll make it beautiful in the future, but right now we just need to focus on a lot of things. This has storage for like literally everything that's considered miscellaneous. I went out and I actually found a village. The village is right up here somewhere. Of course, I'm not on the surface, so it's kind of weird, but and that village over there is had some of these bees. So, but yeah, this should keep us organized. More importantly, down this way, these are all the blocks that I want to craft with. So I went in the nether recently to get things for the blast furnace, and I went ahead and got myself some of these lightstone stuff. So these are the petals for the Botania. We've also got the Thaumcraft room here. And then this is Pam's Harvest Craft. I want to catalog that and prove to you guys that we have every single type of plant. I was realizing, though, if we come over here to the garden, this is another hallway that's not done or finished or anything like that. I was realizing that we're really selling ourselves short by planting a lot of those. So what I did is I decided, you know what, I'm just going to plant a bunch of soybeans and get burgers, because that's probably the easiest way of dealing with this. Simply because once you have burgers, and I think you need salt, so that's not going to be an issue. As we mine, we'll get plenty of salt. And I'm sure, let's look up salt for a second, because I wonder if you can turn water into salt. That's saltpeter. Yeah, pot with fresh water, you can get salt. So that's literally easy. Are you kidding me? Is this a real thing? Wow. If that's a real thing, we'll have no problems getting salt. Okay. So enough of that. Let's go to sleep. And I want to show you guys off the bat the 3 types of ways to get a refined iron or steel. So, let's start off with the, I would say, hardest way. And that's right here. So you guys see the electrical heat generator, and we're going to go through how to craft this and all that stuff. A lot of you guys are saying, Jay, you're going too fast. Can you slow down? Can you show us more and all that stuff? So I wanted to do that, and I wanted to kind of explain how things work. I feel like one group right over here is like, you're going too slow. But the thing I don't realize, and that I'm starting to, is those are the people that move on to another type of the Dark Trilogy. And you guys are the ones that are saying, you know what, slow down, we want to see things. And I feel like I should give you guys what you want, because you are the ones that are already subscribed. So, give me feedback on this video, how you feel about that. But anyways. So, last episode, I had totally overlooked this blast furnace right here from IC2, which actually isn't that hard to make. The hardest part is this heat conductor. The problem with this machine is it requires oxygen, which requires a compressor. Okay? A compressor isn't that hard to make either, but you need these air cells, which require I think it's a can, or anyways, it doesn't matter. Point is, you gotta have a compressor, and in order to get those cans, you need a metal former. So you put 10 sheets in here, and out pops these little cans. The thing is that this whole process is just so hard, and our little generator back here, it doesn't even get this heat up enough to do anything. Which, by the way, you need coils, okay? And these little coils here, these are normal coils, and Oh, okay, I guess all you can use is those coils. Maybe Tesla coil will work, or a heating coil. No, that's extra utilities. I bet you, yeah, Tesla coil will put in there. I don't know, though. But yeah, then this heat generator goes to the blast furnace. Now, I'm not going to rebuild it because it's worthless to me right now. And I don't know if I'll ever use it. We'll see in the future. There might be some perks to it. But it's just not worth it at all to use this machine. It takes up way too much power for just us at like tier 0 of this mod. So let's move on to the second easiest way of doing this. This is the blast furnace. Blast furnace isn't that hard to make. Blast furnace for Railcraft. They're both called blast furnace. It's pretty easy to make. You just need to go to the nether, get magma cream, and you're pretty much good to go. Nether bricks can be made just like in vanilla Minecraft with netherrack. But soul sand, of course, I don't think that there is any way of making it. Yeah, there's not much of any way to make. Ooh, sludge boiler. You could do that. This is Mine Factory Reloaded, I think. You can use a sludge boiler to get that, which sludge you can get from cows, I believe. But you have to go into the nether pretty much. This thing's pretty easy. It only takes charcoal and coal coke, refined redstone or firestone, cracked firestone, aluminium, but it won't take normal coal. And the best thing to do is to put a block of charcoal or a block of coal coke in here. For those of you guys that don't know, real quick, coal coke is made in a coke furnace. So kind of like this, built like this, of course, but kind of like this machine. And we'll build one at one point, but it turns coal into coal coke. So, and this one's actually pretty easy to get refined iron out of, and that's how I got my steel. It actually makes steel, but I'll show you guys how to do it because it's not too hard. Let's get a block in there, and we'll actually grab a ton of these because I don't know how much it's gonna make, and I don't want to waste a whole bunch on that. It does take a while, though. That's the thing. But right now we only need 4 to make our machine that we want to make, which is the induction smelter. Oh, it doesn't take. Interesting. I thought it would take that. Okay. But you guys can see it burns this a lot faster, I believe. And takes a while to do it. But that'll get us our steel. Okay. Before I get on to the next one, I need to look up someone's name because they had suggested this, and I forgot to write it down before I said it. And I told them that I would credit them in the video, and I want to be true to my word, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, Hossam Quat suggested this. I hope I'm saying your name right, bud. But if I'm not, yell at me. Please do. Suggested this high oven for Tinker's Construct. It's actually called, like, Steel Works. Tinker's Steel Works. It's part of that. But this high oven is actually pretty easy to make. Yeah, Tinker's Steelworks. All you have to do is get yourself some of these scorched bricks, which is kind of annoying. So, in my opinion, it's a difference between making a Railcraft blast furnace or a Steelworks, because it's both really tedious to make. The difference is that this high oven, I believe, once it gets going, it'll output so many of these steel bars that you just will be, it'll be so much easier, and it requires a lot less power. When we put the charcoal in here, you guys are going to see it burns forever. It's pretty awesome. So you just get some seared stone, and if we had a brick, we'd put it here, and then we just do that with the seared stone. That makes a scorched brick. And you need, this goes down just here. It doesn't go down any deeper. But you'll need, let's see, 9 plus 8 plus 9. That's 26 of these bricks. And you just need a high oven controller and a scorched drain. Then you'd use a seared faucet and the casting table to make the actual bricks. And to make the bricks, I think you are going to need one of these iron casts. We're going to do that today. I hope I have enough materials. I think I can grab some more gunpowder and sand. I think those are the only two things that I need more of, so we'll do that. Gonna go ahead and grab 9 of these. And that should be enough. But this is probably my preferred method of doing this. I think a lot of people... I should have put this in here. I think a lot of people spend a lot of time with the IC2 blast furnace. I mean, I don't know, but that's sort of where I went at first, because I was like, oh, this is really easy to make. It's fun. It looks cool. And if you do that, you're going to miss out on the really awesome stuff. Okay, so we're also going to need quite a bit of iron, because like I said, once this thing goes, it's going to go, and I want to make sure we get that. So what I'm going to actually do is grab all the iron we have, and I want to grab some sand. Do we have any sand? Really? That's interesting. We'll go into this coal coke. See, this coal coke furnace done. I mean, not coal coke, blast furnace. It does keep the heat, I think. Yeah, it does. But look how fast it went through. Only 2 out of this entire thing. Only 2 steel ingots. So let's see what we get out of this. And I'm probably going to need more sand. Okay. Throw our coal coke in here. I mean, charcoal. And we need a switch. I forgot about that. Okay. Boom. There we go. Now this thing is going to burn for quite a long time. As you guys can see, it hasn't gone down at all whatsoever. This is going to take a while to heat up. It heats up to about 2,000 degrees Celsius. I don't know if that's based on the type of fuel you put into it or what. But it's going to output liquid. So if we wanted to, we could actually pipe this material into here with the smeltery, and then we could do it that way if we wanted to. I think we can store it in storage tanks, all sorts of stuff that we can do with the steel. Right now, all we need is just 4 steel ingots, which we've got way more than we need anyways.